Good morning to our community here in Roastbrief. We're very glad to receive today Troy Ruhanen, the President and CEO of TBWA Worldwide. So welcome, Troy. We are very delighted to have you here.
Great. Hi, Jessica, and hi to everyone at Roastbrief. Hope you're doing well in the community there. And yes, it's exciting to be here today. I'm very, very happy being back in Mexico.
Thank you. And we're going to begin this interview to all of our viewers in Roastbrief. So first, how is business overall at TBWA, like globally?
Yeah, it's been an outstanding run, actually. We, coming back through 2019, it was a very good, finish to the end of that year. So we went into COVID actually stronger and fitter than everybody else. I think we had a lot of good health going into it. So when COVID came, it obviously had an impact, but we decided to innovate during that time. And we did a lot of work around our platform, around disruption, and a lot of work around this innovation platform called Next that we do. And so doing a lot of innovation when things started to turn back, we really gained a lot of momentum because we were already healthy and then we were innovating. And so 2021 was the biggest year in our company's history. So it was a significant year for us. And this year is the second biggest year in our company's history. So the momentum is sizable for us right now, which is great. But I think, the most important thing when you're having success is no complacency and, an absolute desire for restlessness. You must remain curious. You've got to continue to innovate and you've got to take advantage of your momentum. And so for us, we're looking to continue to grow. And it's, I think for the market, in general, I think the advertising market has been performing well. I think you've seen other groups performing well out there. I think there's been some rise of boutiques, as we've talked about, and consultancy. And a lot of people sort of say that advertising is dying or whatever else, and that's simply not true. Bad agencies are dying, but so are bad airlines and bad restaurants and bad retailers. They all go through that. But I think there's huge opportunity for agencies right now, and I think really good agencies are having a really good run. So I think it's just like any other business out there. So if you innovate, you get the right talent, you get momentum, and you go for it, and there's going to be great growth.
Yeah, it's about transformation, right? Yes. So you have disrupted established ways of working at TBWA. What has changed lately at TBWA, and how are you evolving the company for the future?
Yeah, so my folks at the agency would on occasion accuse me of having too many innovations. So they would say, could we focus a little? And I can't stop. So I'm very much always about the feeling of having a sense of achieving what's next. And so, I put a lot of pressure on our collective to be able to come with innovations so we could share it to everybody inside of the collective and they figure out what's right for them. So that'll always be a thing for me. But the big ones that we've been innovating on have been around disruption. We've been doing disruption for 30 plus years, and that's obviously great thanks to Jean-Marie Drew for starting that. And but it needed to be updated. And I think, the problem with a lot of clients, and I think a lot of agencies, quite frankly, more on their shoulders than anything else, is that, we take advertising briefs. We just take communication briefs. And what we saw during COVID in particular is that we were very much their business partner, helping them to find where they could get growth or how they could drive transformation or enhance their experience. So we really updated disruption to be able to move from just an advertising brief into much more about driving growth across all of the customer journey and really making sure we're disrupting the total brand experience. So that's a big overhaul. And then we retrained all 11,000 people in the company on it. And then we've been focusing on this platform called Next, which looks at 25 shifts in sort of technology and consumer behavior. And there are 5 pillars to that. So as you would expect, like, around inclusive design or around gaming or around metaverse or in these areas. And there are 25 shifts that we're looking at there right now. And we're consulting with our clients about how to be there, because the truth of it is, I think by the time marketing people get to it, the consumer is already well and truly there. And we need to meet the consumer when we can see that this is a growing and aspiring opportunity. So a lot of effort around innovation for us on Next, and then obviously on our fundamentals, which is around disruption. And then the final part is around people. So really working hard on DE&I, really making sure we're diversifying much more. We've done a lot of work in our company on female leadership, and we've done, I think, an excellent job of getting much better equality on that basis. And now it's making sure we get really a much broader approach to inclusion and to diversity, because for a creative company, you can't be looking through just one lens. And so that's the area that I think we still have a lot of work to do. And so we're innovating there as much as we can, but work to be done.
My next question was about innovation, and you have answered it. Innovation has been a big area of focus for you. What areas are you pushing into next? You have talked about it, but I don't know if you want to
Yeah, I mean, there's areas there which, I think the benefit of being part of something big is that you can get innovations from anywhere around the world. And so what we're really good at is seeing something that's happening in Hong Kong and picking it up, then building kits for it, and then giving it to everyone in the company. So, part of scale, I think the big benefit is that if you're with the right company that's about share, speed, and scale, you can really benefit from that. So, but there are areas where, clients need a lot of help. Everyone's tired of the metaverse world, but, the fact of the matter is, it's a little bit like where we were with influencers. Forever influencers were being talked about, but then for 5 years, everyone kind of went quiet on it. And then it's sort of come back again with the AI influencer phenomenon as well. So I think it's just a matter of when topics like metaverse and whatever else come up, don't roll your eyes. It's a huge opportunity. Get deeper into it. Obviously, gaming is still that's been around forever. But what are we really doing to get deeper into gaming and to be where our customers are? So innovation for us is everything. It's innovate or die, as we like to say.
Sure. What are clients valuing the most, and where should they be investing their time and energy?
So clients I have a lot of empathy for them because their head count's not going up, but the channels are obviously expanding. And so there's a lot to do on the client side. So they really need partnership a lot and be able to help them navigate the multiple channels that they're going to have to, obviously go to market with. So one thing is they're sort of moving from being the chief marketing officer to being the chief experience officer. And because they're now having to, touch so many different points where the brand is an experience and an opportunity to go to commerce, they really need that assistance to be able to make sure that there is someone that can really fully integrate. So I think what we're seeing is, there's a lot of new things that are happening, so specialists rise. But what we're finding is a lot of clients are wanting to talk much more about integration and much more about simplification. So those things are really paramount to them because it is so complex and because there are so many people, even inside of their own company, that they have to coordinate. So they're becoming big connectors in their company now. So I think in that way, they really need partners who can help them navigate and orchestrate as much as what you possibly can. And I think at the end of the day too, they've got a big job with, now with a lot of the employee base not necessarily being in the office, that there's actually even greater importance now placed on how do I message inside to my employees. In the past, you would do it when you were launching a campaign or something like that, but now it's much more strategic about how to get everyone behind that. So internal communications have also grown in importance.
Sure. And finally, our last question is, what is your ambition for Mexico's next 75 years?
Oh yeah. Super excited about that because I love the fact that we're down here and yes, we're celebrating 75 years, but I love the fact that they're looking at it at 7.5. And, Tehran they have en beta as something that they, you can see behind us here. It's a phrase we always talk about always being in beta. So this constant sense of improvement, of curiosity, of embracing innovation. So I'm really looking forward to, which I've already seen obviously in the market in Mexico, starting to, creatively disrupt much more. And Mexico took some very good leaps, obviously, in the most recent can, and you could see some progress on that front. I think if I'm honest about Cannes in totality, I think there was a lot of work that I don't think actually really mattered to the world. I think it mattered to the event and to people's profile. But I would really like to see all of the industry develop work that really truly is impacting, the clients and the environment and the world and everything else, but really that it's significantly important work to our client base. I think Mexico has got amazing design capabilities. It's got incredible production capabilities as well. So it's like, how do you start to leverage that throughout the globe? And we've been doing a lot of work with other markets now with our Mexican operation here. So it's not just like efficiency, it's also craft based. So I think the next chapter for Mexico has got to be about disruptive creativity. It has to be, and I think that's how you elevate for being so excellent on the efficiency side and managing a lot of the Latin American markets, but going to that place where creatively you start to be really a great force for people to turn to.
So Mexico's next 75 years, disruptive creativity.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
I would love to see that. I think it's in the DNA of this country, and there's such amazing craft in this place. So now it's down to sort of a little bit of self-belief, and I think some people have always been concerned about how conservative some of the people are, the clients are, etc. I think you have to remove the excuses. I think you have to start to build a trajectory and believe that it doesn't matter where the work comes from, it just matters the standard of that work, and I think Mexico can get there.
Thank you very much, Troy, for being here with us at Roastbrief, and thank you for seeing us, and we'll hope to see you soon.
Thanks, Jessica. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.